Now see this, there's an uneven value. You know, I'm not going to do everything I see over here on this one. Oh, I can't move my paper up. I'm not going to do everything I see, but what happens is if I get enough value in this, and this actually starts having more value because it isn't as white as the highlights. I want these highlights to be different than this, even though this is a highlight in this area. But I have to have enough value here, let's just put some in there quickly, that I can maybe, if I want to, and again, I don't want to obscure my detail. I have to decide what's going to interrupt the kind of detail I want. But now I can take my sharp mono 0 and just do the little hairs along that edge that are hanging out over that tone. And I could either, you know, take some of them off. I don't want them to all just be dink, 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 and all be the same. There's going to be some variation. But that's going to be the kind of the same thing we'll do with this. I don't think that these whiskers need to be as bright as that. So it's very possible that when we come over here to do some of these, I want to have the majority of my value already done on my snout and all that, and have the contrast there. But it might very well be that this can be lighter than that, and it will be silhouetted, so we can create, you know, some of that silhouetting of some of these whiskers coming out here, and be able to track so that you can actually do it. Now, obviously, there's going to be another way you can do it too, and you have to decide whether you're going to come in here and create a background. It's the easy way to do it. I think it's very effective often, but I think that at times I would really like to be able to know that I can actually suggest that by reversing it out of not reversing it, but using it as a silhouette, and having all of my values managed well enough that when I do put a little bit of a line here, it will still look like it's a light colored whisker. Now, I don't have as much, I didn't develop this as much either. I'm going to gain some of that just by having more value in some of these places. Remember where that spoke is. Oh, here I have this I can use as a reference, and come down over here, and here's some of that central hub, you know, some of those directions it's going. And I don't want to make too much out of it, but it's there subtly. And so like the spokes of a wheel, it just starts coming out in just pretty much like this does, where we have a central place, and everything radiates from that. And yet it isn't absolutely in the center at all. So mentally you say, well, in between there, I'm going to put this. Well, no, that is the way it is. Maybe the blaze on his nose isn't completely uniform, symmetrical, and that might be a reason that this becomes off-centered, or the tilt of his head. It might put this off-center. But you'll see this kind of defies perspective, because this is farther to that point over this way than it is that way. And yet subconsciously we could just say, well, I'm going to put it in the middle and not think about it. And there we have just changed the shape and some of the dynamics on that head. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you did, subscribe below. And also share it with your friends. So we'll see you in the next one.